Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So I thought I would maybe give my thoughts on Loki, because this is a show I've actually been watching since it started, and I honestly, like, I've been following all of the Marvel shows. I know I don't really talk about that on my channel really ever. I don't really mention anything that I've been doing in terms of anything outside of The Walking Dead, or I guess like horror movies in general, but I have been keeping up with Loki, and I've been enjoying the hell out of it, honestly. I've really been enjoying it. Like, my opinion on the MCU is that anything after Endgame, I just don't care about, but the television shows definitely have been changing that. I mean, it's only really been the television shows that have come out, but it's definitely been changing my opinion on that. Like, I've really been enjoying Loki a lot. I enjoyed WandaVision quite a bit. I actually enjoyed Falcon and the Winter Soldier, though I would say that's my least favorite out of all three of them because there's not a lot of like sorcery and stuff like that. And I really like that part of the MCU. That's why I like WandaVision, just because of the Vision and Wanda scenes at the very end, and seeing the Scarlet Witch, it was so cool. Loki, though, I was actually the most hyped for this show, and it actually is delivering. Now, I don't know if I'm going to review this every week. This is more of a test video. I want to see if you guys want me to review this for, like, I don't know, I guess for like the remainder of this season. I think there might be only 6 episodes or 8 episodes. There might only be 6, so I'm reviewing episode 4. I'll do episode 5 and 6. There's no point in doing episodes 1, 2, and 3 because it kind of builds into 4, unless you guys want me to review those 3 episodes, but I don't know. Episode 4, I really enjoyed, and honestly, episode 3 was kind of a letdown a little bit. I wouldn't say it was filler, but it was kind of filler in a sense because they didn't really progress anything with Loki's story really at all. But I guess it did focus more on this relationship between Loki and the other Loki. I guess they're calling her Sylvie now. So they focused on Loki and Sylvie's relationship. They kind of built it up. And you can kind of see in episode 4 that it did matter. You know, you did have to have that slower episode because you wanted to build that relationship a little bit more, so that now you're starting to really feel what Loki's feeling for Sylvie, that he does kind of care about her a little bit. And there's some stuff that actually happens in episode 4 that I'm really wondering, like, it actually makes a lot of sense that Loki falling in love with himself, but just falling in love in general, would cause this seismic event. Oh, and I guess I should say this will contain spoilers for episode 4, obviously, but I'm assuming you guys already know that. But it creates this seismic event to the point where the TVA is able to easily locate them because they know that, okay, well, that's something that's abnormal. And I thought that right away. I was like, if this is happening here, this is something they are likely going to use later on in the story, because if they can create seismic events like that, maybe they could use that at some point in the story, and that's a way they can take the TVA down, kind of thing. And that's something that almost happened. That almost happened, but that woman, I don't know what her name is, I totally forgot, but it was the woman that was working with Owen Wilson. That she's like kind of the head boss of everything, right? Like she's that. And Owen Wilson, actually, he got pruned. I don't even know what his name was. I just call him Owen Wilson, honestly. Like, I mean, he's technically a variant, right? So if he's a variant, then maybe he's a variant of Owen Wilson. Who knows? That could have been his old life, right? But I do think he's going to be fine. Like, as soon as he got pruned, I was like, there's no way they're just going to leave that here. There's no way they're going to be leaving that story there and he's just gone. They are going to do something else with that, for sure. Like, they're going to do something else with that story. I think he's going to come back. I don't think that's the end of him. It was too abrupt and too sad. You know, he could be gone, but I don't know. I think the ending where you saw Loki wake up somewhere else, I think that confirms right there that whenever that happens, you are going somewhere. There's something there. And let's talk about the post-credit scene, because that kind of relates to everything that happens here. Well, actually, before we get into that, first let's discuss the variants and just the idea of all of that, and then that obviously builds to the post-credit scene, which I am so excited for episode 5 now. Everyone learns, and we learned it in episode 3, but everyone has now learned that they are all variants. And Owen Wilson, he believed it at first, but he just obviously wanted to know a little bit more, and then he found out the truth. And B15, I think her name was, no, there's C20 and B15. Were those the numbers? I think C20 is like is Sylvie, right? And then B12 is that other woman who's like the head guard. She's incredibly smart as a character. Like, she right away caught on. She learned a lot. I mean, I guess Sylvie kind of showed her all of those memories, but she caught on immediately, and I feel like there's a part of her that remembered her old life, so she was wondering about that. I mean, what she did, she saved the day. She's a hero in my book. It's just as simple as that. She's a hero. I mean, she saved Loki and Sylvie in that moment. And now the concept of being a variant really, I mean, it's always kind of been there. We've seen that in the past, that these stories have come up. that people have learned that they are a variant and that they weren't created by the Timekeepers. They were taken and they lost their old life kind of thing. And so it's definitely going to blow up in their face. You can see that there's something building here. I mean, we saw the Timekeepers. That was insane, but they ended up being fake. They were just robotic. So who's creating the Timekeepers? Who's creating who's creating everything? That's kind of where we're going. And I think the next episodes are going to get very weird, especially because of the post-credit scene. We see what seems to be a bunch of other Loki variants, which that excites me. Like, I love the one on the right just because that's like classic Loki. It's the comic book Loki right there. But I'm guessing the other characters are variants of Loki as well. I'm assuming so anyways. I'm not entirely sure, but that would be really interesting. Like, these type of things have happened in the past, which is exciting because that really does, like, the multiverse is a thing. The multiverse, they are really exploring that in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And the next Spider-Man movie is really going to get into it. I really do hope they bring back Tobey Maguire. I think that could work really well, or not bring back, but introduce him into the MCU. I think it's an easy thing that you can do there, but they're really going all in with this right now. And so I am very, very excited to see where they're going next with this. Loki obviously isn't dead. And when I saw it happen, actually, at first I thought, wait, is this the end of Loki? Are they going to make Sylvie the new Loki? But obviously they wouldn't do that because that's Tom Hiddleston. Like, he's Loki, right? And right away, like, you do figure it out. Like, he ends up waking up somewhere else. And I mean, the post-credit scene, honestly, is really hard to read. Like, I don't know a lot about the Marvel Cinematic Universe in terms of like comic book knowledge. I'm not, I know quite a bit in terms of like just things that you would just kind of know growing up and things that you would learn through watching the MCU and learning about stuff through the comic books. But like, I haven't read every issue. I don't know the whole backstory of Loki. I don't even watch videos on that kind of stuff. So yeah, when I see this here, the photo of, I'm assuming that's 3 Lokis. I'm assuming it's 3 different variants of Loki. I don't know what that means, what happened here. And obviously, whatever they're up to, I mean, it's going to get insane. Like, the whole variant thing, we thought it was just going to be one variant of Loki. I'm so excited for episode 5. I honestly can't wait to see where they're going to go next. I do think they're going to make fun of the guy here on the right, this Loki. Like, they're going to make fun of him just because of his outfit. It's just, it does look kind of ridiculous. I love it though. Like, honestly, I love it. And I do think he's probably going to take this costume very seriously. Like, it means a lot. Like, it's iconic kind of thing. And like, it's the original Loki, or I don't know. But yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm excited to see Loki interacting with, I guess, these different variants of Loki, right? So yeah, but I'm going to leave it here. I just wanted to get my thoughts a little bit on this. If you guys want me to cover Marvel a little bit more, or at least the Loki show anyways, I'm not going to cover all the movies just because I'm not really interested in the Marvel Universe anymore. Unless I do get interested somehow. Like, the television shows definitely are a lot of fun. At least I liked WandaVision, The Falcon, Winter Soldier, and Loki so far. We'll see what the other ones bring, but I'll definitely review Loki for now, at least if you guys want me to. If there's not really a big response, maybe I won't, but I thought I'd post a review in episode 4 because I actually really enjoyed it, and the excitement I felt at the end was just unreal. So yeah, post all your thoughts down below if you've watched the episode, and I'll see you guys in the next one.